For Layers Popplet, I'm going to click on Layers Popplet. Then I'm going to click on this link right here. I'm going to say, try it out. This will probably pop up for you where it says, oops, looks like you need to download the latest Flash. If you click on this button right here, you can click Allow. This should allow Popplet to move forward. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click Sign Up. And it's going to ask for my information here. So I'm going to type in all my information. Make sure that you use a real email address on here. Don't use your @apposchooldistrict.com. So I'm going to use my school email address here. And make sure that you type in a password and you confirm your password. And then you want to click to agree to the Popplet terms and conditions. Then I'm going to click on Next. And it should take me to this page here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Make New Popplet. I'm going to name this Photoshop Layers. And I can choose a color here if I want, or I can actually change this in Popplet. So I'm going to say Make It So. And again, if you want to change the color of your background, if you just simply go up here and you can click on one of these if you want to change the color of your background. So to start, I want you to have a title on here. So on here, I'm going to say Photoshop Layers. And I'm going to make this really big. And I can change the color of this. So if I click over here, I can change the color of this. I can also change the text alignment. So if I want it to be centered, I can make it centered. So I'm going to make this nice and big right here. And then I'm going to click off. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of switch back and forth between Schoology and make sure that I'm following the rubric. So it says description of the layers panel. So I'm going to make sure that I have a description of the layers panel, and I'm going to make sure that I have all of this information. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So over here, I'm going to double click. And over here, I want you to, in your own words, type a description of the layers panel. All right, and you can make connections by clicking and dragging. If you want to delete a Popplet, you'll notice that an X pops up right over here. So then I'm going to functions of add new layer. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to go back over into Popplet. And again, I'm going to, in my own words, I'm going to type a description of the functions of add new layer. And I'm going to make the connection here. So I'm going to draw a connection. Whoops. And I actually didn't want that one there. So I'm going to click on that X, and then I'm going to say, do you really want to delete that? And I do. So I'm just going to make that connection there. And I'm going to do the same thing for delete layer, FX, grouping, changing the color of layers. So you want to make sure that you have all of these in here. Okay, so I made sure to add all of those in here. And again, you're typing in your own words, a description for each one. All right, so then we're going to go back over here, included at least one photograph of the layers. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to go into Google, and I'm going to Google search for Photoshop Layers Panel. And I'm going to go to Images. And I really want to make sure that you can see all of these under here. So once I find one, let me actually go with, let's see, that's a double image there. I do want to see these icons because I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that in just a second. So I'm going to choose this one right here. So I'm going to say Save Image As, and this is going to save in my downloads. And I'm going to say Save As Photoshop Layers, just so that I know where to find it. So now here's the fun part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to space these out so that I can actually add something underneath of it. So for this one, if I click on this, I can actually drag a Popplet underneath of here, and I'm going to click on this mountain right here, the insert images, and I'm going to find where that layer is. And let me just make some room here. So you'll see that you can kind of, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. So I can zoom out right up here. So I do want to zoom out a little bit more, maybe give this a little bit more room. And I'm going to zoom in just to show you what I'm doing over here. So if I click in this space, all right, so description of the layers panel. So this is the layers panel right here, so that's perfect. I don't have to do anything else to this one. Functions of add a new layer. So for this one, I actually do want to do something different down here. So I'm just going to move my board around, and I'm going to go to insert. I'm going to use that same exact image. If you want to use a different image, you can, absolutely. And for here, what I'm going to do is I do want you to circle where the add new layer is. So if you remember, add new layer is right here. So I'm just going to use my mouse and I'm going to click and draw on here. All right, so for delete layer, I'm going to do the same thing. And I just want you to show me where that is on your Photoshop. So you can use different pen colors if you want, but what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of draw in here where everything is. Okay, so hopefully yours looks something like this. So I'm going to zoom out here so that you can see. I have a description over here, and each one has a link, and then what I did was I circled on those images using the pen tool what they are, and I actually had to find a new image for changing the color of layers. All right, so then again I'm going to switch back over here. All right, one YouTube video in the Popplet. So I'm going to find a YouTube video that I want to use in here, and if you want to add in multiple YouTube videos, then that's fine. This is for you to help yourself on here. And I'm going to type in Photoshop layers, and this is going to take me to some YouTube videos. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for a YouTube video, and I'm just going to use this one here. I do want you to watch the video, so whichever video you choose, make sure that you watch the video. You're going to come up here, you're going to Command C on your keyboard, and you're going to copy that. So this one's about layers and layer masking. We haven't really gotten into that, so you want to find something that we've talked about. But for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this over here, and I'm going to zoom in so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to say YouTube, and I'm going to add. I'm going to click, so all I did was I pasted over here, and then I clicked add, and then I'm going to exit out of there. So what I want you to do with this, and I'm actually going to get rid of this one because this one's just kind of floating there. So click off of here, and I'm going to make this connection. I do want you to tell me why you chose this YouTube video. So underneath of here, you're going to explain what is in this YouTube video and how it is helpful to, and remember you're making a connection over here, so description of layers. So we're going to pretend like this one is a description of layers. All right, so you're going to explain all of that. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And again, you can move these around. And I'm going to zoom out so that you can see. So my Popplet is pretty much finished here. Again, if you want to add in more information, this is really to help you out, but I do want to see at least this as the bare minimum. So to save this, what you're going to do is I'm going to hit Command-Shift-4, and I'm going to take a screenshot of this. And then I'm going to click on the share link in the left side, or I'm sorry, on the right side, and I'm going to click on this link, and it's going to pop up with this, and I'm going to say okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this link here, I'm going to hit Command C, and I'm going to switch back over in here, and I'm going to say choose an image to upload. This is on my desktop here. And I'm going to insert the image right here. And right underneath of the image, or I'm sorry, right over top of the image, I want you to insert a link here. So yours should look like this when you turn it in. So I should be able to click on this link, and this link should bring me to your Popplet. So you'll see how it brings me over to this Popplet. All right, thank you.